All right, it's Dina Dill back with Debbie Antonelli and another celebrity guest who's going to help us on 24 Hours of Nothing But Net, raise awareness for Special Olympics. It's none other than Dawndy Mercer Plank, very famous WIS-TV anchor here in Columbia, South Carolina. Dawndy, I was reading about you. You have been named Best Anchor Personality for many, many years here by the Free Times. And also, I started laughing, Sexiest News Personality. How does that
I
feel?
know. I know. I mean, that's what you spend your entire working career, all
Absolutely.
those years of college and working so hard for this. Wear it proudly, but you're sweet. And thanks for having me do this. When you said celebrity interview, I'm thinking, well, wait, I interview celebrities, but it's funny you don't think of yourself as that. And I thought, well, you girls are just so nice and this is such a great cause. Put me in.
Well, we appreciate you being here. And we think you are a great advocate for this cause because of your athletic background. Debbie, she is a triathlete and she promotes healthy living. I think even nutrition as well, right? Plant-based living and
That's right. That's right. Those are two of my passions, plant-based food and fitness, and really have been from the time I grew up, and as far as the fitness is concerned. And it's such a way of life for me. It's just what's normal.
Well, Dondi, we're trying to promote the same things through Special Olympics, through sport, and helping these athletes have a chance to train and compete. And Special Olympics is a great landing spot for athletes to be able to organize so they can do those things. What has been your experience with Special Olympics in covering it, or your participation in volunteering with Special Olympics?
In fact, we just had Special Olympics the other night here in the capital city, and I love their expressions, their excitement. I sometimes get so bogged down with what am I training for that day, that week? What do I need to go out and run? What do I need to do in the gym? What you get so again just kind of bogged down with the details of your training. And when I'm around those involved in Special Olympics and I see the smiles on their faces and they're just excited to run, whether it's a bit of a distance or just from one point to another across the room, that excites me. And it reminds me how privileged we are to be able to have that time with them. The laughter that they have, the excitement that they have, just that purity of heart in being active. It is so much fun to be around all of them. We have these events, and sometimes we'll come to the steps of the South Carolina State House, and I'll have a chance to MC their events and talk to them and put them up on the stage. And have you ever had and I will say the word privilege, of putting a medal around their necks after they come across the finish line or complete their athletic event, whatever it may be? The way their eyes light up and the excitement and the just pure joy that they have, I always feel like I come away having gained a gold medal just for being able to be with them and witness it.
Well, it certainly puts you in a position to feel like you're a winner. There's no question about it. And putting
Yeah.
a medal around your neck as a unified partner, or putting a medal around the neck of an athlete is certainly very rewarding. Okay, so today, in today's climate, the world is full of news, and not all of it is good. But here's a chance to tell a really good story about what we're doing to impact more than 30,000 Special Olympic athletes in the state of South Carolina. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I do know about the steps to the Capitol and about Special Olympics putting themselves in a position for funding at the state level. This is such an important grassroots effort, Dondi. When you think about what we're trying to do here, what resonates with you about this important cause?
That it's needed, that it's life changing for these folks. This isn't just some fun event to fill their time. This is filling their lives with quality time, quality exercise for their physical being, but it's emotionally stimulating for them. It's mentally enhancing for them. It's one of those things that we have to push for this. We have to advocate for it because it truly is life enhancing, but also life changing. And what a privilege to have any part of supporting that and being behind it.
Most people know about the sports side of Special Olympics. There's 30 plus Olympic style sports that Special Olympics brings to the community. But most people don't know that a lot of the money that we raise and the things that Special Olympics do to improve the health of the athletes. There's a big community awareness program. There are doctors and healthcare appointments. So Special Olympics also coordinates the healthcare of our athletes.
Yes, which is amazing because you would think it's not just that they're planning one event at the end of the year kind of thing. There are so many layers to it. There's so many levels to it, and to be aware of all that they do, really, it's kind of mind blowing when you see just how intricately involved in the lives of these Special Olympic athletes this organization can be, and to be able to boost that up and to move it forward is what is needed, and what a privilege to do that.
Let's talk about the Olympics. I want to talk about you running the torch through Columbia for the Olympics. I want to know how that came about, and also maybe we can get her to do it for us sometime. We start off our event with a torch run.
Dina, I would love that. So I have kind of a couple of torch stories. So the one for the actual Olympics was before the 96 Olympics. And what a joy that was to carry that torch. They even gave you an outfit, and it was the same outfit that went to everyone throughout the United States who was part of the torch run. And you're scheduled for a point A to point B and get to run it, and people line up on the street. And so here in Columbia, I was chosen to be one of those torch bearers. And then they give you the actual torch later. In fact, it's encased and hangs in the TV station somewhere. I think it's been moved a couple times. And that was, you're in this really cool, quote unquote, Olympic outfit. And it was like, while I never go to the Olympics, I have such a dream of just being a lifelong athlete that has come true and continues, here in my mid and upper 50s. And I think this is just such a privilege to represent my corner of the world for the United States. So they had just asked me kind of randomly to do it, knowing my name and position in the community as a news anchor, but also knowing that I'm an avid runner. And so it just worked out well to represent the TV station, the community of Columbia, our capital city of our state, and to have a little bit of taste of what it's like to have people cheer for you as you're carrying that torch. So that is the one, my torch story related to the Olympics. But I have been part before of those events where you run with law enforcement to, you might start at the State House and then we go to Fort Jackson Army Base. And that has been so much fun as well. And so they've got the torch for that. And, we meet up with the Special Olympic athletes in the gym. And that is another one of those examples where people are stopping and along the street or standing out there clapping for you. And it's exciting. It's fun. It makes you feel kind of special. And believe me, if I had that every day on my run, I don't think I would, I would mind at all.
I love that. I think that gives me the chills to think about what that must feel like for you carrying that torch in and being a part of that event. So, ladies, we've covered athletics. We covered the health and well-being that Special Olympics also provides from a medical aspect. Now I want to get your take on this because DE&I, diversity, equity, and inclusion are really, really hot topics in the corporate world right now. And the other part that Special Olympics provides is training, job training. My son's graduated from Clemson Life. He's got 2 jobs. They both will, or one of them will require some on-the-job training. And Special Olympics does have the ability to assist and provide those kinds of services. So I'm wondering, Dawndy, in your experience with covering this landscape of DE&I and the 50th anniversary of Title IX and those kinds of things, where you see, if you have seen any movement in and around the state of South Carolina in employing people with intellectual disability.
Well, not only employing, but giving them equal pay. It's ironic that you happened to ask me about this today because I just in my earlier newscast today was talking about the sub minimum wage legislation that's going on a couple blocks down the road at our South Carolina State House. That is a huge topic right now because there have been rules in place, and their lawmakers are going, wait a minute, how is it possible that people with these disabilities would only get a sub minimum wage? And so there's
Mhm.
a real effort underway right now to overturn that, which would be like 70 or 80 years later from when it was put into place. And so you talk about that inclusion, you talk about the equity. Maybe some of those, they're considered, for some, the term that's been used, menial tasks, and
Mm.
yet it's like still a job. So why would they get less than that? So I am very, very pleased to announce that that is something that the legislative body at our state house is really looking at strongly. Republican Katrina Shealy, a senator from the Lexington side of town, she is the one who put that legislation forth. And it looks very much very promising that that's going to pass. And that's exciting for me as a news anchor when I'm telling our viewers, hey, one, were you even aware that there was this sub minimum wage going on? And two, are you aware that there's legislation to overturn that so that they can have that equity on their paycheck every week?
I love it. I think that is such an important part. I know for us as we transition to the next phase with our son Frankie, that's
Yeah.
something that is now moved to the front of the, stove. I mean, now we're
Yes.
looking at that topic. So Dina, come on, like not only entertaining and athletic, but educational as well. That's a topic we haven't touched on the live stream in the 24 hours that we've been doing this. So thank you, Dondi, for that. That's great information for our
Good.
state and people listening.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes, Dondi, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention, to the audience's attention. That's what we're here to do, raise awareness and raise funds.
Excellent. Now I'm glad to have a little bit of this, a little part of it. It's an honor and a privilege. What a pleasure to talk to both of you and to be part of this. Thank you for including me in this. This is an honor.